Welcome to Real Estate Radio LA. I am your host, Gil Azcarate, to Realtors to the Stars, and you're all stars to me. And I have the responsibility of saving the American dream one show at a time. Real Estate Radio, dedicated to real estate right here in LA, in your market, with your interest rates and all the craziness that's going on right now. And I've been doing real estate for almost 24 years. So I've seen it all. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been an investor. I've been a realtor. I've owned companies independent. I've owned franchises. And now I'm with a company called EXP, the fastest growing real estate company in the country, for a reason, because we're doing things different. And with that, my DRE number is 0129-8646. This program is for information and entertainment purposes only. Consult your qualified professional attorney or CPA for any kind of advice, but if I was you, I'd listen to me because I'm going to do it for free. So this show is about real estate, buying, selling, flipping, financial predicaments, upside down, doing just getting you out of the mess that you're in, or helping you organize your retirement. And that's what we do here. So I've got a special guest today, a gentleman named Steve Croft. He's from United Financial Freedom, and I'm really, really honored to have you, Steve. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Well, thank you, Gil. It's great to be with you today.
We're going to get right into it because I always feel like we have time, and then we're really rushing for the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. But this is a serious topic. Getting people out of debt, having them pay their house off instead of 30 years in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and really rushing their retirement and bringing it to a point that they can actually really retire. So I love this topic, but first, tell me a little bit about the man behind the message. Where are you from? Tell me about your family.
Well, Gil, I live in Fort Worth, Texas with my high school sweetheart, Donna, and we have 3 beautiful children. They're adults, and they've given us 11 grandchildren, so we're richly blessed in that. I've been in financial services for over 45 years and have loved to help people around the world to get the most out of every dollar that they work so hard to make so they can have hope in their financial future.
Well, don't rush through the fact that you have 11 grandkids. Okay, you need some financial freedom right there.
It's true that when they talk about being fruitful and multiplying, we don't mess around with that. So it's important to know that all of us have things we want to get done in life, and you brought the biggest part here. You know, having debt, it's a thing that's weighing everybody down around the world. In America, it's huge. It's the biggest thing that's there, and most people will tell you, Gil, I think you might agree with this. If you ask them, when will you be debt-free? Most people will say, when they lower me in the ground. And I'm going to tell you, I want to share with you that that's false.
Well, it's an option, right? And then you take it up. And I love the fact, first of all, let's give a shout out to Chet. Chet is a gentleman who's been after me for months. He's listened to my show. He calls me up and said, Gil, you got to listen to me. You got to give me a chance. I got to introduce you to some people. He introduced me to you, Steve, and I said, wow, this is perfect timing for right now. This is exactly what people need to hear. So I hope people take their pencil out, paper, and really take notes, but take down the phone numbers, my phone number and Steve's phone number, because this really is one of those shows that can change your financial life and in turn change your life. So I love your example when I say explain it to me exactly what it is, because it's not a software, and you saying it's like a financial GPS. And I love that example. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, think of it. Everybody that you and I know, Gil, are either in debt or know someone in debt. Every one of us almost has some kind of real estate, but we've been told that you're going to pay the same way the bank wants you to. It's their plan, it's their rules, and that's the only door option they give you. But we found out that if everyone's income's different, everyone's expenses are different, everyone's different in how they use their money, but they can't stand being in debt. We call this a financial GPS because just like the GPS in your car, it adjusts to what happens. If there's a detour, if there's a wreck, if you've got to have an emergency to go a different route, it will adjust, but it still knows your ultimate destination. Well, our ultimate destination is to own your home in as low as a third to a half the normal time without refinancing or modifying your loan or changing your lifestyle or budget.
And
that's
I love
what
that.
we do, and it's simple. It's math.
And you and I were talking about this. The way your mortgage is set up, it's front loaded with all the interest up front. To be honest with you, I don't even know how that's legal. If you look at your mortgage and how much is going, especially in the first few years, how much is going to interest and how much is going through to the debt, you'd be astonished. You really need to print that out. And I think you and I spoke about this, or some of the other gentlemen that you had me on the phone with, that talked about that. How is that even legal? Because it's sort of like saying, hey, I'm going to put all the bank's money, what's in it for the bank, not what's best for the consumer, what's in it for the bank, and I'm going to put it all up front because we know the chances of you getting a 30-year mortgage and never refinancing are small. So what they do is, and then you start all over again. And then you're paying this incredible amount of interest. And it's not even where you say, oh, I've got a 4% interest rate. Yeah, and tell me about that, because a lot of people, when they're doing their debts and they're sitting down and they're saying, well, I've got this Lowe's or Home Depot credit card and it's 20-something%. And my house is only 4%. So I'm gonna attack the Lowe's credit card first because it's got a higher interest rate. Is that false?
That is 100% false. Because here's the crazy thing about it. For 200 years, I mean, a mortgage, if you look at the word, the first part of it, mort, means death. The last part, AGE, means a pledge. It's a death pledge. They expect you to have this mortgage your entire life, and they know every 5, 6, 7 years you're going to refinance. You never, ever get out of it because they entice us, Gil, with two things: a nice interest rate and a nice monthly payment that fits into our budget. But guys, write this down. It's not the interest rate that you need to be concerned about or excited about. It's the interest volume. What's the total amount of interest? I could have a $1,000 Best Buy with 35% interest rate on it. But the amount of interest I'm going to pay on that is very small to get rid of it. While the mortgage, you might have a 2.5 or 3% interest rate, but look at your monthly payment and do the math.
But so Steve, based on what you're saying here, it's based on the dollar amount. So like you said, you may have a $5,000 Best Buy and you're paying 20% on $5,000. The other one, you're paying 4% on $500,000 or $750,000.
You're paying 60, 70% interest on every payment. And that's not 4.5% interest. It's 60, 70% interest on every payment because the banks push everything into those first 20 years, 23 years. You don't get down to a small percentage rate until like the last 3 years of the mortgage. But by then, you've already refinanced it.
So please, Steve, again,
don't tell me that your mortgage is the cheapest, that's the cheapest money you've got, because that's what the banks have got you to believe, and that's why they make so much profit. When you buy your home and you pay it off in 30 years, you'll have bought 2 homes, one for you and one for the bank.
Right, you're double paying. So listen, one of these days we are going to sit down, because I've been saying this for my whole life, right? My whole professional life. How is that legal? Front loading all the interest up front. How is that? So one day you and I will have a show just based on how is that legal. So based on that information right there, and we're simplifying, and thank you for making it so simple. You got a $5,000 credit card. You're not paying that much money in interest. Of course, it's a high interest rate. Don't fall for it. You're paying on $750,000. That's the one you need to attack, because retirement is not based on, do I pay off my Best Buy credit card? Retirement is, did I pay off my mortgage?
Think of it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say your mortgage is $3,000. That means you're paying $36,000 a year for your mortgage. If Gil and I can show you a proven program, which it is, for 20 years it's been out there helping America, that could save you 10 years off your mortgage, that's $360,000 of cash flow that you get to keep in your pocket. That means even in this terrible economy now, we're the only company that can help people absolutely increase their equity in a down market, which is where we are today.
All right, everybody. So tell me your phone number right now, because I want everybody to take it down, and then they're gonna stumble all over themselves and not be able to find the piece of paper and a pencil. So we're gonna say it again in about 5 minutes. So everybody, tell me the best way to get a hold of you. I'm not gonna send you to some call center in India. You're going to deal directly with my coach. This is the guy I am dealing with personally. That is why he's on the phone. He has got the Gil seal of approval. So, Steve, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Okay. Well, once again, my name is Steve Crops, C-R-O-S as in Frank, T as in Tom. And the phone number is 817-8 821-9180. 817-821-9180. And I guarantee you, I will answer the phone, or if you get my voicemail, I will call you back as soon as I'm off the phone.
And you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful. Easy access, because I'm a guy, I'm a little bit more advanced than your average schmo. And you put me in a group, a Zoom call, where there was some hardcore members of the company helping me understand, because they realize there's a value here, because I can bring a lot of people to financial freedom, and that really warms my heart. So when we...
let me throw one more thing in here right now. Mm-hmm. Everybody who calls, I'll be able to provide for you, because we're on the show here, a 100% complimentary debt-free analysis to let you know exactly what your financial picture is.
Wow, you didn't even offer me that. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It'll allow you to sit down one-on-one with me, and I'll walk through your financial snapshot and show you exactly what you're currently paying with the bank's plan, which you'll be shocked at that price tag. And then I'll show you exactly when your debt-free date will be. You'll know the month and year you'll be debt-free with your current financial picture, and how much interest you can save. That means money that you would have gone to the bank that's going to stay in your pocket for future real estate investments, retirement, and hope for the financial future.
Now that's
absolutely free.
That's a Merry Christmas. That's a gift. That's the gift that keeps on giving. We're going to take a break, Steve, and then I want to have you back right after the break. Okay? So, but I want to tease everybody on what's going on, and this is going to be important too. Okay? There's two ways to be involved with this company. Very important. There's two ways. One of them is if you just want to be financially free, we can help you with that. Okay? And pay things off. We'll take you. We love you where you're at. We're going to help you where you're at. You're the best example. Once you fall in love with it, maybe you're going to want to get involved with the company, and we can do that and be a part of my team. So if you want to meet me, meet Steve, and be a part of this financial revolution, you can be a part of that. But if you're just saying, hey, all I want to do is pay off my mortgage, you can do that too. So, Steve, give me your phone number one more time.
All righty. It's 817-821-9180. And Gil, they can even, if they're interested in truly getting out of debt, they can even add to that their car loans, their student loans, their business loans, their fleet of trucks, whatever they have interest on. The mortgage is the biggest one, but it's amazing how many other debts people have, and the program will address everything customized for that specific client.
And it doesn't matter if you've got one piece of property or 10 pieces of property. It's more valuable. The more properties you have, the more debt you have, this is more valuable. We're going to take a quick break. This is Gil Azcarate, Real Estate Radio LA. You can find me at realestateradio.la.com, and you can call me at the number that we're going to talk about right now. All right, Steve, well, great job, buddy. So we're gonna talk about after the break, getting involved, being a client, and there's two terms: being a client or being a what?
Agent. Being a client or being an agent. And you can let them know that becoming an agent, they don't have to have any licenses. And I love what you said, revolution. I like to use the revolution, crusade, mission, to let them know that they can be a part of a crusade across America to help their businesses, small business, families, friends. To do that by becoming an agent. We'll do all the training, and you have no licensing, and we'll teach you hand in hand.
Okay, so in this one, we're gonna only be about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 if we need it. So we're gonna get into those two things: being an agent or being a client, right? And also, I want to clear up: we are not. You don't need a license, and that we are not. We are not. What do you call it? Financial planners.
We're not financial planners or advisors. I'd like to these things say we are financial strategists. That's a good word to say.
Good strategist, no license, and being an agent client. Okay, so we're going to come back. We're going to start again. This one will be about 3 minutes because I got somebody else I got to get on, and then hopefully maybe next week we can do it again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll follow your lead.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio LA. I'm your host, Gil Azcarate, with my special guest, Steve Croft. We're going to continue what we've been talking about because I don't want to run out of time. There's some things I want people to understand. You can be an agent and join us and meet me and be part of a team, or you can be a customer. So tell me about the difference in there.
Well, first is being a client or a customer of our company. That's where everything we've talked about at this point allowing you to take your personal financial snapshot of what you have with all your loan obligations, your expenses, your income, and we will create a financial analysis to help you be 100% debt-free as well as a third to half normal time without refinancing, without modifying your loans, without any change in your lifestyle or your budget. And we will do that personally, one-on-one, do that in personal meetings, across Zoom with you if you want to, and help you become a client of ours with a guaranteed program that will get you there. That's the first option. Second option, a lot of people who see the power of this, they want to be a part of the crusade, the revolution that's out there to help America. You know, a lot of times the banks say they own America, but we want to buy back America one family at a time. And to be an agent with our company, we're not into huge things. You don't have to have a brick and mortar. You don't have to have thousands, billions of dollars to start up a company. We're looking for people that have a heart for helping people and willing to learn, to be able to share this mission and this message with other people.
Do you need a license? Do you need a license to do that?
And you have no license needs. You have access to all 50 states. And because we don't touch anybody's money, if you do want to move farther in our company and like the wealth fund, like Gil was talking about for financial retirement, that's another side of our company. You have to have license. But this part we're talking about today, no license needed. We'll teach you everything. You actually even earn money while you're learning about it. And you have an opportunity to be a part of this crusade.
Earn while you learn. I love it. Steve, I got to get going, buddy. God bless you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Merry Christmas. We will talk to you real soon. Repeat your phone number one more time.
All right, 817-821-9180. God bless everybody. Have a very Merry Christmas.
All right, buddy. Nice talking to you.
Bill.
All right, everybody. So you can get a hold of me. If you didn't get his phone number, shame on you, but you can call me at 818-632-8006 and go to my website, realestateradio.la.com. We have another guest. My guest from First Bank, a buddy of mine that I met who's actually at the Village with me. First Bank is one of the new banks that have come to my neighborhood. I didn't know a whole lot about them, so I thought there would be a value to bring Daniel Mestas to the show from First Bank. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, Gil?
Oh, living a dream. Listen, I want to, unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to get right to it, but I always want to say, who's the man behind the message? Tell me a little bit about you, your family, where you live, where you're from.
Of course. So my name is Daniel Mestas, and I work for First Bank, which is a family-owned bank. I grew up in Thousand Oaks and have worked in Ventura County and in the Valley in banking for about 15 years or so. I'm married and I have 3 kids.
How old are the kids?
I have a 12-year-old daughter, a 7-year-old son, and a 4-year-old baby daughter.
Give me their names because they hear you on radio. Daddy's famous.
I know, right? And I told them I was going to be jumping on the radio, so they're excited to hear me. So my oldest is Alani, my son's name is Lucas, and my little one is Maddie.
Hi, guys.
A big shout out to them. Also, my wife Shannon, a big shout out to, because then she's going to get mad at me, right? But I went to CSUN, so I'm a Matador. That's where I got my undergraduate degree, and I went to Cal Lutheran for my master's degree.
And I love that because you are homegrown and you're from here and you've got a lot of experience in this. And then again, for me, when I see a new bank come in, First Bank, I go, well, who's that? And then I say, so what makes you different? So let's get right into that. Why should we go to a First Bank? And again, you've already got me. Your customer service has been great. You've been wonderful. But why should someone that's doing business with a Chase and Bank of America and Wells, why should someone go to you instead of one of the bigger banks?
So, thank you. So it's kind of like the sweet spot between, your big bank and your credit union. Everybody wants to go to credit union for the rates, but they're not FDIC insured. And if you want to have your money safe, so you go to a big bank. So with First Bank, it's a family-owned business. It's been around for over 100 years. A California presence since 1994. So we have 44 branches in California throughout, all the way from the border in Mexico all the way to San Francisco. So we have here in the Valley, we have, one in Woodland Hills at the Village. We have in Encino, Westlake Village, Malibu, Marina del Rey, LA, Beverly Hills, you name it.
Santa Barbara, you guys are here,
yeah,
so it's
Santa
not
Barbara,
like it's not like they're not going to be able to find you, and it's really really small. Some of the credit unions have 1 or 2 locations, but so here we are. So you're mainly a business bank, but you do what you said 98% of regular banks do. So you can get a checking account, you can get a credit card, you can do all that stuff. Correct?
You can go correct. You go from a checking account, credit cards. We do commercial real estate, and we do mainly for our real estate listeners, home equity lines of credit, what we call a HELOC.
Beautiful, and that's what I wanted to have you on. So you can get an SBA loan if you're a business, and you can do you want to buy a commercial building or multi-residential. I highly recommend you and talking to you. Again, the service has been excellent. And then it comes down to math. If your rates are better, and I've already tested you out with a client of mine that I know from the village, and he went out and said, hey, I need this, and he sat down with a free consultation with me, and I said, dude, if I was you, this is what I would do. I'd call Daniel.
Yeah, he's actually coming back and meeting with us later on this afternoon. So.
And I loved it because he went to a credit union. He went somewhere else, and the numbers you just beat him by every aspect of it. So a HELOC or a home equity line is what in a short little description.
So a HELOC it's the amount that the banks utilize as an equity, and the difference between what the house is worth and what you owe to the bank. So if your house is worth $1 million, then we do what we call loan to value. We go up to 80%. So we take account $800,000. So if you owe to the bank, like the example we were talking about earlier, if you owe to the bank $500,000, then that means you have a $300,000 possible line of credit you can get with us. Okay,
so let's summarize. Your house is worth $1 million, right? An appraiser is going to go out there. Who pays for the appraisal?
We pay for the appraisal.
You guys pay for the appraisal, so there's no skin in their game right there. They're going to check it out. The appraisal comes in conservative. Most appraisals do at $1 million. They owe $500,000. They're going to possibly qualify for a $300,000 line of credit, which means they have a checking account with $300,000 just ready to use. If they don't use it, what do they pay?
So they pay nothing. So this is the best part about it. If they get a line of credit for $300,000, that doesn't mean you're going to pay interest on $300,000. That means that you're just going to pay interest on whatever amount you borrow. So if you only borrow $10,000 because you want to pay off your credit card, then you only pay interest on the $10,000. And the money's available, you pay it off, and then your money's available again.
That is smart money, because we talked about this in my guest previous. We're talking about the interest on your home. So now you can start paying off these credit cards. You can do it in a line of credit, and it's interest only. So again, the gentleman that I had you meet with said, hey, I got a 5-year interest only loan. And then you have a 10-year interest only loan, and your interest rate was lower. So it's the same process. What do they need to qualify for something like this?
So we need, your basic, 2-year personal taxes, your W-2s, your pay stubs, your mortgage statements, So we need the basics. And then, we can always get that, they can shoot you a message to you, and then we can get it started with that. But one of the best things one of the questions that people are going to come up is like, well, I don't want to refinance my house. I don't want to, get away with that great deal that I got a year ago with 2%, 3%, 4%. So this is the beauty about it.
We don't want him to touch that.
Credit.
Yeah, we don't want him to touch that loan. Listen, Daniel, I got to get going. Unfortunately, I am running out of time.
No problem.
But if somebody gives you all their information that you need, you can get them this line of credit within 2 or 3 weeks. Give me a phone number, the best number to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So my cell phone number, they can reach out to me directly. It's area code 805-612-3298. That is 805-612-3298.
Daniel, God bless you, buddy. Feliz Navidad, hermano. Where are you from again?
Feliz Navidad. From Guadalajara. Born and raised.
Dios te bendiga, hermano. We'll be talking real soon. Thank you for taking the time. I'll talk to you real soon.
You got it. Talk to you soon.
Cool. So I'm glad I was able to put those two guests together, because it sort of play hand in hand when we're talking about your mortgage and we're talking about what do you do when you need that money. These HELOCs or these line of credit, these HELOCs or line of credit are available when you need them. You need to take it out now just in case interest rates go down. Very few banks are doing these right now. The Wells Fargos and the Chases and the Bank of Americas are not doing that. This is Gil Azcarate, hoping I'm giving you a value here. Katie, can I still say God bless you? God bless you. God bless America. God bless our troops. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.